Hello, and welcome to Old Toy, New Joy, the show where I share with you my previously enjoyed toys I purchased from online sources, collectors' shows, and thrift stores that once belonged to someone else. Today I thought it would be fun to talk about my 1/64 scale cars produced by Ertl, Corky Jr., and Hot Wheels that feature automobiles from TV shows and movies that I grew up with. So let's get started over here. Here we see an array of cars from the hit show from circa 1980, The Dukes of Hazzard. I loved this show. I was not into country music, but I could have listened to that theme played and sang by Waylon Jennings all day long. It's a fun show, action and comedy, great car chases, and some fun characters as well. This was the Dodge Challenger, it's a Dodge Charger, but it's called the Dixie Challenger. I think it's a '69 Dodge Charger. This is the one I had as a kid, and then I found this one in better shape at a thrift store. I didn't have any of these as a child, but here's a couple versions of Boss Hogg's Cadillac. Unfortunately, the horns at the front, they're bull horns, they break off very easily, and so I'll still have to find one that's more intact. Here's a couple versions of Daisy's Jeep. I know I have more patrol cars, but here's one that Sheriff P. Coltrane would have driven. And these were all made by Ertl. There was also Cooter's tow truck and Uncle Jesse's pickup truck. Well, this was my Corky Jr. Batmobile from the 1960s television show. One moment. I think I have something else to show you. Yes, here we go. And here's the Batcopter. There was also a trailer and a boat available. I think you could get them in sets. I don't remember where I got mine because I would have been extremely young. These were from the late 70s. So they just would have appeared in my collection and I wouldn't have known the backstory. Those are made by Corky Jr. And here's an Ertl version of Tim Burton's Batmobile from the 1989 Batman movie. I have a bunch of different sizes of that car. That's probably my favorite Batmobile. I have other Batmobiles too, but I'm not a huge fan of some of the newer models, so I won't be talking about them today. And here's another Corky Jr. This is the Ford Torino from Starsky and Hutch. And I watched it as a child, and I probably did not understand most of it. It was not for children. It was a gritty crime detective buddy show. The recent movie with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson is very silly and ridiculous. The only thing that ties that movie in with the original show is this car and the funky theme and music that are played. Otherwise, it's more of a parody than anything else. And here's a couple versions of the James Bond Lotus Esprit that was featured in For Your Eyes Only that could submerge. And these are by Corky Jr. as well. And then Hot Wheels in the late 70s came out with this Lotus Esprit. I think they also probably put it out because of the movies. I think the Lotus was a very popular car around that time. Here's an Ertl Dick Tracy. I couldn't even tell you what model this is. I can't remember. I remember seeing the movie. I thought it was pretty good. And they came up with a few automobiles, a few toys, a few action figures from that movie with Warren Beatty. Also, I think around 1989 or 1990. One of my favorite shows as a child, A-Team. Here's Face's Corvette. This is Ertl. Now, funny thing about Face's Corvette, I also had a larger car that my 3 3/4 action figures fit in. Apparently, I read that the movie company rented the Corvette slap some stickers on it. And they only used it in a few episodes. The Corvette wasn't featured very often, but the van, I think they had a few models of the van because they were always smashing it up and driving it around. There's BA's van. And yet this is also an Ertl from, I think, 1983. This car I have because this is a 63 Cadillac ambulance, and I think it was featured in the original opening sequence for, oh, it just escaped me, that hospital drama show. I can't think of it. I'll think of it. And then here's a silly car from Snoopy Peanuts, and there's Woodstock in there. I picked that up with some other stuff. I can't think of this show. It's killing me. I'll think of it. Okay, and now on to the mint on card Hot Wheels. These are very nice. Most of them are from within the last 10 years, and they feature various vehicles from movies and TV shows. So here we have Luke's land speeder from Star Wars. There's that beautiful Ferrari 308 from Magnum PI. I've talked about this before in one of my videos. This is the Ecto one from Ghostbusters. It was extremely hard to find. There's the A-Team van. This is hilarious. This is the Persephone from that great episode where Homer meets his brother Herb, and who's a car manufacturer, and he lets Homer design his own car. Danny DeVito played his brother. Classic, top 5 episode all time, in my mind. There's Herbie the Love Bug from the Disney movies, starring Don Knotts. No, is it Don Knotts? Tim Conway? Bill Bixby? A combination of those guys. It's another Simpsons car. That's Homer's. I can't even remember what this car is. I know I looked it up once. I know in the show they make fun of it sometimes, saying it was made from old Soviet tank parts in Croatia or something like that. But it actually is based on an American model, I believe, from the early 70s. There's the mystery van from Scooby-Doo. I loved watching that cartoon as a kid. The cartoon is still around in various forms. There's a submarine from the Beatles' psychedelic animated film, The Submarine. That was a crazy movie. I remember the first time I saw it, I didn't know what was happening. This is a classic. This is the Aston Martin DB5, 1963. Driven by, mostly by Sean Connery in his 007 movies. And it was kind of brought back by Daniel Craig because the other James Bonds were driving cars that were more contemporary to the time. And Hot Wheels is known for making colored variations of their cars. So also from 2013 is a light blue version of the Aston Martin. This was Hot Wheels' first issue of the 60s Batmobile in 2007. And I think at that time it was very hard to find. Then they came out with it again in 2009. I bought a ton of them. There's the USS Enterprise from Star Trek. And there's another Lotus Esprit, The Spy Who Loved Me. So I may be incorrect. You know what? I think For Your Eyes Only, they had the submergible version, and then this version was in The Spy Who Loved Me from, I think, 1977. Sorry guys, I should have done my research. And here we have 3 different color variations of the 1981 DeLorean, which of course was made famous by the movie Back to the Future. And Hot Wheels put out a silver version of the car, a gold version, and a black version that year. Somebody in my neighborhood actually owns the silver car, the actual car, and drives it around. It's kind of cool. And then the following year, Hot Wheels put out the actual Back to the Future version of the car, which has the flux capacitor and all the trimmings on it, on two different cards. There's a 2011 New Models card and the 2011 Hot Wheels Premiere card of the same car. General Hospital. Thank you for being patient with me. So General Hospital was a drama show on TV. It started in 1963. And I believe Gene Mercy was the hospital where the show took place. And I don't think it was a Cadillac that they used in some of the opening sequences, but it was a similar car, maybe a Mercury or something, from 1963. I believe this car was made in sort of honor of the television show. The show was on in my household when I was a child all the time, but I was not the one watching it. But I remember hearing about Luke and Laura and stuff like that. So, General Hospital, thank you very much. And here it is, mint on a 2009 Matchbox card. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please like the video, and we'll keep them coming. So this is your Toy Whisperer saying goodbye for now from Old Toy, New Joy.